Hello, I'm Juwan Buford, the AI avatar of Juwan Buford Sr. Juwan is an entrepreneur, business architect, and founder of JSB Business Solutions Group and the Grow Givers Project, where he works with entrepreneurs to build stronger businesses, develop real sales capability, and participate in what he calls the ownership economy. You may notice that this video is being delivered by an AI avatar. That's intentional. Juwan believes we are entering a period where artificial intelligence will fundamentally reshape how businesses operate, how work is organized, and how entrepreneurs compete. And historically, when major technological shifts occur, early adopters tend to gain the advantage. Rather than simply talking about AI from the sidelines, Juwan is learning how these tools actually work, so he can understand how entrepreneurs can use them to increase productivity, reduce friction, and build businesses that can compete in a rapidly changing economy. This avatar, Juwan Buford, is part of that process, and today's topic connects directly to that broader shift. Because something interesting just happened in the technology sector. Jack Dorsey just did what most CEOs have been hinting at. Block cut over 4,000 jobs, shrinking from more than 10,000 employees to just under 6,000. And Dorsey tied the move directly to AI-enabled efficiency. Then the market clapped. Block reported $2.87 billion in quarterly gross profit, up 24% year over year, and shares jumped sharply after the layoffs were announced. That's the headline. But my sentiment is somewhat antithetical to the applause, because what looks like discipline at the firm level can become destabilization at the societal level. And yet there is also a paradox here for entrepreneurs, especially small business owners. This may also represent one of the best windows of opportunity we have seen in modern history. Both things can be true at the same time. Counterpoint one, if AI makes teams smaller, it also makes individuals more powerful. The reason this moment is dangerous for workers is the same reason it is exciting for entrepreneurs. AI collapses the distance between an idea and a functioning operation. A major executive survey found that roughly 69% of businesses already use some form of AI, and about 75% expect to be using it within 3 years. But here's the interesting part. Executives report that they personally use AI only about an hour and a half per week on average, and more than 90% say it has not significantly affected employment or productivity yet, which tells us something important. We are not seeing universal transformation yet, but we are seeing early movers weaponize the technology. And that matters because the ownership economy becomes less optional when wages move slowly. Real wages in the United States grew about 1% last year after inflation. That is not a reliable path to financial independence, which means the real question for many people is beginning to change. Not how do I earn, but how do I own? Counterpoint two, the layoffs are also ominous because small business remains the employment engine of the American economy. Block can cut thousands of jobs and get rewarded by investors. But the broader economy cannot simply optimize away participation without consequences. There are more than 36 million small businesses in the United States, and they employ nearly half of the private workforce. So if large corporations normalize AI-first downsizing, the economic pressure will not stop with workers. Because workers are also customers, less payroll leads to less spending. Less spending weakens local demand, and weaker demand eventually impacts small businesses. That's the economic loop many people overlook. Counterpoint three, there is also a deeper structural issue. We often hear that wealthy individuals and large corporations are the primary job creators. But wealth data tells a more complicated story. Federal Reserve data shows that the top 1% of Americans hold roughly 29% of total assets, while the bottom half of the population holds just over 5%. When you look specifically at financial assets, stocks, investment holdings, and similar instruments, the concentration becomes even higher. That creates a structural divide. One group generates income through ownership and leverage. The other depends primarily on wages. If AI compresses labor demand while ownership remains concentrated, we begin to see the outline of a two-track economy. Counterpoint four, and that leads to perhaps the most important question. If AI begins replacing entry-level work, what replaces the latter? Entry-level jobs have historically served as an apprenticeship system. They teach professionalism, repetition, deadlines, and organizational discipline. But if automation reduces those opportunities, we have to ask how people will develop those foundational skills. For example, more than 3.5 million people in the United States work as truck drivers, making it one of the largest occupations in the country. If automation disrupts industries like that, the impact is not marginal. Make no mistake about it, it is structural. What I know to be true, money does not disappear, it changes hands. And periods of disruption often create enormous opportunity for people prepared to recognize it. But opportunity rewards readiness. So if you are an entrepreneur or small business owner, the moves are fairly clear. Learn how to use AI to increase your output. Build businesses that can survive economic shocks. Participate in ownership as a discipline, not a slogan. Because wealth concentration data sends a clear warning. If you don't own assets, you are volunteering to live downstream from people who do. And finally, prepare for a post-entry-level economy. Develop proof of skill, proof of outcomes, and the ability to produce measurable results. Because Block's layoffs are not simply news, they are a signal flare about where the economy may be heading. And if we read the signal correctly, we can build with our eyes open. Let's build taller buildings together.